Hello, you lovely lot. How are you? Welcome to everybody new, everyone joining. I'm really excited to have you here. Welcome to my space and welcome back to my OGs. How is everybody doing? I'm a bit fragile. I just feel a bit pacey this week. I've had my bleed and felt very tired. And I've noticed how a few times my mind has tried to throw up excuses as to not to jump on, not to share. It's really interesting what the mind does, isn't it? And any of you who know a little bit of my recent story will know that this opening my channel in this way is kind of an experiment for me. And even though I'm used to speaking, which that used to be really stressful for me until it wasn't. And so I'm just in a practice, but I've noticed how I felt a little bit inward. And then my mind's like, oh no, you don't need to record that. You're not looking your best. All this bullshit that no one cares about. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. What I keep receiving today, because it's interesting as well, because Spirit's kind of playing with me since I've opened up. Like some days it's like receiving blocks of information and then I have to let it percolate before I can put it into words. A lot of this stuff is so hard, isn't it? It's like if someone says, oh, how are you? You're like, yeah, great. You know, I've just been like, what have you been up to? I'm just processing my lineage and healing my ancestral wounds and looking at my core parts of myself that I've always run from. Yeah, I'm fantastic. You know, it's a really shadowy journey sometimes, but so beautiful. Like, how do we put into words everything that we've been experiencing, all the activations, the integrations, the stuff that the spaces that we go to in our consciousness? It's very hard to put it into words. A lot of messages need time to percolate before I can find the English words. That's why me and my partner speak predominantly. Well, I reckon we probably about a quarter of the time we speak to each other in light language, because it's just like the only thing that really cuts through, and the meaning is felt, right? So it's like, yeah, that's happening. And then there's other messages that are just like straight through. They've got want to be spoken immediately. And then there's times where I'm just kind of given, it's like a theme of reflection. And today, it's like the magnitude of this portal, this space that we're in, time space that we're in. Every year it's Lionsgate, right? Every year it's a potentially powerful portal. The veils are thin. We've got this incredible amount of energy rushing through. Connection to Sirius. There's been a lot of cats around this week, very Lyran energy present. And it's just a real feeling of, whoa, like this year is epic. Like this year is off the scale. It's something different. We've never been at this particular tipping point in our consciousness before. And like it keeps coming how significant that is, right? And around that, it's this constant reminder, who are we being in this space? Who are we being in this moment? All I keep hearing is focus, focus, focus. Focus your attention, focus your intention. And like, what are the things that can come up on our human journey? Interesting. That can interfere. And Spirit speaking here with two cards. I just feel called with this theme to the Akashic Tarot today. We've got two cards here in the suit of roses. Can you see those two? The roses are like the cups, really. They're about the heart, relationships, family. Commitment here immediately speaks to me of the commitment to the path. We can see there's like a written agreement. You know, it's formal, it's laid out. There's a decision that's been made. A commitment has been made from the heart. This speaks of devotion. And I feel as if it's a message that really there is a need to be anchored as much as possible in the energy of devotion, for us to be able to be fully present and focus. We've got to be clear and devoted to what we're focused on, right? Because if we don't set that intentionally, that's going to be vibrating somewhere, and we may actually be more loyal or devoted to something in the past, purely because it's convincing and it's very present. Maybe a lot of the past is very present for a lot of us, purely because we're noticing it in a different way. The more conscious we become of ourselves, the more conscious we become of everything, including the contrast to our desire. The Six of Roses, the War of Roses, there's like a standoff, it's a battle. And because it's the roses, it's like an emotional turmoil, potentially. Maybe an inner one, but maybe also an actual dispute or disagreement within a family. And it's like taking a stance. But what I'm getting with this is like the white flag, the middle ground, really, like being the one who can almost rise above taking sides and come to, or not come to, or show up with that really heart anchored energy. And when we are committed and devoted to what is true for us and our path, then that's a lot easier to do in any situation. So what this is saying to me is that issues of the heart and issues of the family, I can see a lot of red in my ball right now also. Oof. Issues of the heart, issues of the family, relationships, people, potentially, okay, are an area where there can be distraction from our commitment and a tendency to be pulled out of the focus. We've got the Seven of Forces, we've got a Forces card here. And the Forces are really about energy, consciousness, and the laws of nature, the laws of the universe, which state that consciousness creates and energy attracts like energy, right? So this is all about our consciousness. And here we've got the number 7 and balance. Now on the table there are scrolls, deeds. So this could be a physical area that requires some sort of balance or looking at. Like, is there an area in life which needs to be really looked at? Maybe from that heart space, from that balance, from the heart balance. But the suit of the forces is coming in here really to kind of counteract, if you like, the potentially distracting human heart and relationships. And maybe there's a tussle or a perceived conflict in an area of the heart. Like is something or somebody making you feel as if your commitment to them or that is in conflict with your commitment to your soul's purpose? And Spirit is saying that to come in with that very clear, conscious balance to kind of counteract maybe and bring back, I feel like the balance can bring back the focus, you know, coming out of the energy of maybe the human heart, the emotional heart the human heart can lead us astray a little, and coming into that pure consciousness, energetic balance, bringing balance. I feel like there's a lot of balance that needs to be brought into somebody's life, just in very day-to-day things. Maybe you've been working too hard. Maybe you've been really focusing on one area. And actually it's time to bring a bit of balance. And maybe you can do that through the deeper heart energy, through the deeper commitment. We've also got the karmic trench here. I've got to love the karmic trench. The suit of scrolls is about mind, really. Mind, study, learning. It's the card or the suit of the scribe. So it's really kind of, you know, the intelligence, the learning, the mind. And the karmic trench is asking us to look out for, well, it represents a pattern of a lifetime. It suggests that the thing that may be preventing the balance coming in, or maybe the opposing force that you could be experiencing, is to do with a karmic pattern that's been playing out in your life, whether it shows in relationships, a behaviour, addiction, whatever it is. There's a pattern which is very ingrained, and somehow in our mind there's a tendency to get into that, maybe into the stories, stubbornness, or into a space where we are basically digging ourselves in deeper. So the Four of Scrolls asks us to look at where we may be perpetuating old patterns to bring balance in. You are the light of consciousness. You are the director of your energy. You're co-creating your reality. So look for anywhere where you maybe have a tendency to overindulge or go to extremes, and that may lead to certain behaviours. It may lead to patterns. There's a sense of identity here as well that's coming through. It's an old identity. So bring your consciousness in, up and over that, and see what you can do with that. Balance it out. Balance the heart out with the mind. Balance the mind out with the heart. It's asking for balance in almost like a multi-dimensional way. Oof. Oh wow, these two cards have come out twice this week. Okay, I'm telling you guys, if like this, everything that, it's like the mind, the pattern can be so convincing, or even if it's dormant at the moment, it's like there's a feeling that there's something present which is just dragging on. And if we could only be free of it, there's that kind of feeling. Like a bit of a Groundhog Day feeling I'm getting. I do resonate with that. I've hit points of this journey where I'm like, whoa. You know, when you work in the energetics, you have to wait for the physical to catch up, right? There's this feeling I can feel like are we there yet? But there's something around patterns. There's something around how you're choosing to look at something, or the way that you're focusing on something. Shifting the focus, reframing. Because this, ultimately, the theme was and is how we're focusing in this window. Like, this reading is about what can support us in this window. So it's speaking of distractions, commitment, and potentially emotional entanglements, but bringing the overarching force of your own consciousness in to balance that, and that kind of more impartial or less attached process, and being mindful that whatever pattern this is, I feel like it's the pattern of a lifetime. But it's not as deep. Having said that, it's not as deep as you think. It's about your perspective. Look at the card. He's choosing to dig that trench. He could stop digging or dig somewhere else. If he keeps digging, he's just going to make the trench bigger. So there's something around perception, choosing. And these two cards are like such a massive affirmation. When you do that, it's wishes fulfilled. Like, yes, number 5 is the number of change. Keys is about prosperity, success, wealth, position, access, power in that way, in a very healthy way. Keys open doors, right? And there's plenty and abundance in this card. Everything is here now in this window. This Lionsgate portal is the opportunity of a lifetime for wishes fulfilled. I can't put into words how that's happening, but I know, and I don't have any proof, but I know it in my bones to be true. So all of this is in support of making it, really riding the wave, grabbing the opportunity, making this the most conscious, focused, expanded experience, so that we can really step into the roles, the version of ourselves that we've truly come here to be in our full potential. And so that we can live on purpose and play the true role that we're meant to, so that we can be happy and support others. It's everything. It's right now. It's all here. So it's really just mindful of these distractions, of the entanglements that keep us from our commitment. What are we devoted to? Anchoring in the truth of your energetic power and using that to balance out what's happening, and to see the karmic trench for what it is. Alongside wishes fulfilled, we got the Queen of Scrolls. This is such a beautiful card. And I think I'm going to read from the guidebook for that one. The Queen energy is just boss, like Priestess, Empress, Queen energy. It's everything, because it's the creational womb. It's the surrender, it's the flow, it's the complete acceptance, the very deep, pure, magical presence in everything that is. And this is one thing around the feminine energy, which I feel like the mother really wants to communicate. You know, the queen energy, the feminine, the empress, priestess, like all the manifestations, all the ways that we think of the feminine and all the ways that we define it within ourselves and how we view that. Actually, it's literally everything. It's Tiamat, it's the cosmic mother. It's the mother of dragons who birthed the heaven and the earth. It's the depth of our knowing in our bones. It's like, it's so much more than any one thing or one aspect of ourself. It's literally the rawness of creation. I mean, with the scrolls as well, we're bringing in the energy, the innate intelligence of the feminine, which is what was harvested, siphoned. You know, I was talking to someone about this morning, and it's really deep medicine that actually came, it's Mary Magdalene's medicine. When you harvest, have power over, desecrate the feminine essence, which is the life force of in a feminine body, the intelligence of that individual, the magic, the codes. You take that, all you leave is the shell of that feminine body. And that's when this whole obsession with appearance came in as well, because it's basically the only thing left of value at that point. A lot of the feminine reclamation, and when we're reclaiming our own codes and our own medicine, it really is reclaiming our intelligence, the vastness and magic of our innate intelligence. A woman of higher mind. So this may be you, or it may be somebody that you're going to meet, but I'm going to read you the Queen of Scrolls. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears, she brings important information and inspiration to you. A woman of higher mind. You may already know or have yet to meet. So there's an energy coming through here, which is like a divine feminine support energy. And this could show up in any way. And when this shows, it's like Spirit is offering us, it's like assistance for our own entry through to the next stage, the next port. It doesn't matter what we're looking at, working on, where we are at. Our personal journey is unique. And this frequency comes through as a divine feminine support to our new level of personal wisdom, realization, and embodiment. This could also be somebody who's going to be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. So she may be an author, a marketer, a publisher, because this is a scrolls. Right, so it's everything to do with study, maybe academia, projects, different things around writing, maybe speaking. If you are a writer, it may be somebody who assists you in getting published. It could also represent you or a woman in your life getting a position in a field related to communication or academics, such as counselling, teaching, marketing, or publishing. indicating a phase of deeper learning, understanding, and readiness to learn, becoming the student again, right? It's the perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it's mind, body, or spirit centered. Open to the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic scrolls and step through the door of knowledge. There's a lot of positive energy here. There's a lot of loving energy. There's huge wave of affirmation of what's possible, of potential. Wow. If we can focus, right? If we can get ourselves out of the karmic trench. And this, I may have to read this one as well, but I just love this card. It's the number 22. To close this reading, Adsum, which means I am here. It's a major arcana card. It's a card of power, of presence. It indicates when you've come to a point in your consciousness that you can state for yourself, I'm here, I'm ready, I've arrived, I'm here for myself. I don't know whether she's got, angels and ancestors around her, right? She's surrounded by, whether it's her ancestors, it's basically generational lineage support with this card. For me, it's, and I've been receiving, my whole body's tingling now. I've been receiving the last couple of days, our ancestors are our bones. Our ancestors are inside of us. They're in our bones. And I'm not talking about their personalities, personality constructs, anything like that. I'm talking on a very energetic, magical level. Okay, I'm talking about our lineage of light and how that energy, that consciousness is within our body, within our very bones. So they're not guiding us from outside. They are through us, living through us in the most, with a pure strength, in the most beautiful support, which tells us of this huge unseen wave of support for what we're doing on this human journey, for being alive in a human body at this time. It's like there's so much ancestral support right now and presence. Many of you may have had senses or visitations from higher self parts, ancestors, somebody that you feel is in your lineage, but you're not quite sure who it is. You may have been receiving guidance, different voices, or different visitations or communications in that way, which is an absolutely beautiful thing. A lot of the ancestors who do step forward for us may be carrying codes for us. They may have, embodied aspects of our medicine that we wish to learn about. So they're carrying codes for us. So, yeah, let's just read from the guidebook for you, just to close this out. Because this is a powerful word that does have many meanings. A candle casts light on an open book held by a young woman. Her eyes are drawn to the side as if she were distracted from her reading by a curious thought or someone nearby. She is surrounded by many people, translucent and glowing, and the angel bends and whispers, Adsum, I arrive. I am here. I attend you. This is a word that has many, many meanings. Firstly, it affirms your own strength and focus in the present. Adsum. You can use it as a command word whenever you find yourself distracted from what is at hand. Say, Adsum, I am here, and feel yourself attend to the situation or person before you. Feel yourself, what I'm receiving is to feel yourself attending to your internal presence. This word can also declare arrival at a goal or all of your wishes coming true. Say Adsum, I arrive, and take a moment to see yourself reaching your goals absolutely. Whichever way this resonates, when you get this card, know that you're on your way to the results you seek with the help of others and the glorious help of Spirit. Be assured, no matter what's happening in your life, Spirit is always there for you. They reach out to you, sharing their light and power and serving you in every way, from the least to the highest, from grandma to the divine. An eternal community attends you. Say Adsum and take some time to attend to them too. You can act on your promise to God as Spirit lifts you upon their shoulders. You are present for each other, and together you arrive at your dreams. So that's beautiful. Sacred ones. It's time. It's here. Just be present with your beautiful, divine, intelligent self. Know that you are consciousness. Balance yourself. Balance your commitments. Your presence. And just believe. I love you. And thank you. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and I really, really appreciate your presence. I'm sending you so much love. Till next time.